Now, these are all symptoms of what happens in third world countries. You decide if Canada is on a reverse trajectory. Like thousands of others who wanted a better life, I immigrated from a third world country to a first world country, in this case, Canada. There's nothing wrong in being an underdeveloped country. Some are trying hard to progress, but here's what's holding them back: corruption, nepotism, bad governance and mismanagement, foreign interference, and protecting only select communities for the sake of votes. Recently, all of these have started applying to Canada. Let's talk about corruption. In Canada, we've seen the SNC-Lavalin political scandal. For someone who calls himself a feminist and a supporter of gender equality, the ouster of Jody Wilson-Raybould is something we would only expect from a third world country leader. As well, what happened to Vice Admiral Mark Norman is very telling. It's common in third world countries to take gifts in kind. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau frolicked on the Aga Khan's Island using a private helicopter to get there with his family. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has become quite a regular at the Ethics Commission because the latest corruption scandal is about the We Charity to whom he allocated the paltry sum of only $900 million, which should have gone towards the veterans and homeless. Does this ever resonate with the antics of the country I grew up in? Nepotism is common in part of the world where I come from. But here in first world Canada, the PM's mother, Margaret, and brother, Alexander, both made disgusting amounts of money for speaking at We Charity events. When we talk about bad governance and mismanagement, I don't even have to expound on this for you because you've seen the rise in crime, slogans to defund the police, stabbings and shootings on the rise while the economy is in despair. Meanwhile, our Prime Minister dances to the tune of Bollywood in India, and during the COVID crisis just pops out like a cuckoo clock, dispersing money as though this will keep the masses silent. Talk about foreign interference. The Prime Minister has defended selling military equipment to Saudi Arabia, which is the same regime that sent a Saudi hit squad to Canada to murder a former high-ranking Saudi intelligence officer. Seriously? Is this a declaration of war? It's not a secret that the Prime Minister is enamored by the treacherous regime of China, a country that is holding 4 Canadians on death row and not even an iota of blame from the Canadian government for unleashing the Wuhan virus. As well, CSIS has warned about China's interference with students and scientists. The IRGC presence is strong in Canada, and despite calls to ban this group, the Prime Minister has still not taken action. There are even some members of Parliament towing the Iranian regime lobby as exposed by Rebel News. Talk about protection of select communities. Motion M103 is a real example of how one community gets special attention to bask in the victim ideology. The PM has been accused, and I quote, of taking myriad punitive measures towards Christian Canada while raising Islam to the top of the Canadian totem pole. This is the end of the quote. Now, these are all symptoms of what happens in third world countries. You decide if Canada is on a reverse trajectory. This is Raheel Raza for Rebel News. This is Raheel Raza for Rebel News. Don't forget to click or like www.rebelnews.com.